Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Faisal. In this video, we'll explain the correct way to crop an image in Illustrator or to cut out part of an image. In other words, how to select a specific part of an image in Illustrator without needing to go back to Photoshop. I'm going to take the part with the hand holding the phone from the image, crop it or cut it out and move it to the side, or use it or put a new background underneath it, or whatever you need to do with that part of the image. Okay, let's see how to walk through it together. We're going to use this tool, the drawing tool, which most of you know as the pen tool. With the pen tool, I'll start drawing from here. Before you start, you might want to add a stroke so you can see the outline of your drawing more clearly. I want to draw around it. The part 1 absolutely want. So try to be as precise as you can. I'm doing this quickly to speed up the video. Let's switch it to a point. Of course, as you can see, the pen tool relies on clicking and dragging. So, when I want to make a curve, I click on a point. Then I drag, and it creates the curve automatically. And if I want to remove that extension, I just click on a point here, and it cancels it automatically. Like this, one more time, like this. Here, one more time, here. Okay, we brought it down here like this. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Now, about the tatek. Fingers. As much as possible. What matters to us is the method. Whether it's about cutting or drawing, I'll get back to that for you. Okay, it's fun. For me, working on all Adobe programs is just fun. It feels more like playing than working. Not just Illustrator. But Illustrator, yeah, let me tell you, for me, it's like a lifelong companion, or honestly, my favorite. I really enjoy working on it, and for years, I've just gone and worked for hours, printing, online, everything. Everything, thank God. Okay, be careful with your nails. Be careful with your nails. As much as possible. I try. Get it to him. To the result that I want. Okay, so we said we want to take. Start by taking the hand along with the circle. With the black circle too, I just draw and drag the pen tool so it gives me a circular shape. Now we've finished the drawing, the shape you want to outline, or the part you want to extract from the picture. It's all set and ready for the next step, whether you want to move it, mask it, or add a new background behind it. We've finished it, and you can make it a fill. Right now it's a stroke, and you can turn it into a fill like this. By the way, There's a shortcut for that, Shift plus X. Shift plus X switches between stroke to fill or from fill to stroke. Okay, now that we've turned it into a fill, and it's totally fine if you keep it as a stroke. So, what's the method? It's called a clipping mask. For those who don't know, masks are super important in Illustrator, and just like in Photoshop, they help control what's visible. It's all about adaptations like, let's say you want to take part of an image, cut out a picture, or crop an image. So, let's check it out together. Now, there are two ways to do this. First, you select. Of course, the part you drew needs to be on top. It should be above the part you want to cut from. So now, select both, and there are two methods. Either you press Command plus 7 like this, Command plus 7, or Control plus 7 if you're on Windows. Or you can try to find it from the menu. I personally rely a lot on using shortcuts, because I've memorized most of the shortcuts in the program. So you can find it here under Object. You go to Clipping Mask and select Make. As you can see here, the shortcut is Command plus 7, or on Windows devices, it's Control plus 7. So when you select it, you'll see that it has cropped exactly the part you wanted. And of course, the control you have is really great. For example, here with the white arrow, if you select it like this, you can resize it, make it bigger or smaller, and your shape stays intact. You want to return to your original image. You just take a copy of it out like this. Okay, you copy it out like this and then right-click on it. You select this option, Place Clipping Mask. Okay, now you go back to your image, depending on what you want to do in Illustrator. You need to make a new background. You want to make it a gradient. There are a lot of things you can control without having to go back to Photoshop. Of course, it's possible. The image in Photoshop is a bit more precise, because you use feathering and a lot of other tools. But still, in Illustrator, maybe you are trying to do it yourself. Make it smooth. Like, you can smooth out the edges. I mean, on the borders. It's possible. I think from Effect, from here you go to Styles. And you choose Feather here. When you select the feather and preview it, you'll see it softens the edges of the image a bit. And this becomes clear when you... Background. So, you could add a background here. Yeah, you can still see the outline, but that's not a problem. You select the tool and pick this color so it fills in. So the color becomes a fill. Okay, then you very carefully send it all the way to the back. Exactly. So, for example, this was us. We selected and cut out the part we wanted. This is the main image. And you've achieved a really great result without having to go back to Photoshop. You can do this in Illustrator while you're working, for example, to mask something specific. If you want to cut out a certain part of the image, just like we saw in the method. Thank you for watching. And that was our way of separating and cutting images in Adobe Illustrator. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, please write them in the comments below. And thank you.